Hey guys, this is Brandy, otherwise known as Mystery of Diamonds, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hey y'all! Okay, so, real quick, I want to show you my progress. As you can tell, we have our sweet tooth nails because we are doing a Wip and Chat on sweet tooth. I thought real quick I would show you my progress. This isn't as far as what I was hoping I would get, but I am still working on her, and I'll be working on her fast and furious. I'll talk about that in just a little bit. But as hopefully you can see a little bit, I have blinged her up with the crown and the hair. I am really happy because I have blinged out her makeup. Like, that was like a biggie for me, was that I wanted to make sure that her makeup just popped and sang. Look at it. Okay. So, let me roll this up so that I can actually get to working on the part where I'm at. Okay. So, I want to go ahead, number one, and apologize for not getting a Wip and Chat up last week. As some of you may know, I have had COVID, and I am still recovering from it. And the biggest problem with it is the exhaustion, the tiredness that kind of comes with it. So I really do apologize. So what I'm going to do, and I think Kara is going to do the same thing. Oh, see, look, I'm so discombobulated. I kind of forgot to say, I am doing this collaboration of Sweet Tooth for the hashtag dpsweetdecember with my bestie, Kara, from The Principal Painter. And we're both working on Sweet Tooth. So this, technically, you're going to see where it says Wip and Chat week 4, because this is the final Wip and Chat. But since I have missed last week's Wip and Chat, and Kara was going through some things as well, and so she also missed her Wip and Chat. So what we've both decided to do is that when you comment on this video, okay, the comment that you put on this video, but remember, you're going to need to stay tuned until the end so you can find out what question or whatever that you need to answer to be able to comment. But we're going to take that comment and we're going to count it twice. So don't make 2 comments, okay? What it means is that I will take whatever comment that you make and I will count it. You'll get 2 entries, okay, for the final giveaway. And I will be showing you on, probably on my live, what your prizes will be. So, okay. Whew. So, like I said, I'm really sorry, guys, that I had not gotten up one last week, and I expected to be finished with her, but y'all, December's not over. December's not over. I am not done. I am not out. Don't count me out yet. Because I can still get this. I can still do this. At least I think I can. You know, it's like that little engine that could. I think I can. I think I can. So I'm just going to do the best that I can, you know. I hope everybody had a really good Christmas. Being sick, you know, was not the funnest, but we did still try to have a decent-ish Christmas. Other than I haven't gotten to see my oldest yet, but that's coming. That's on its way. That's on its way. I'm going to get an opportunity to see him around New Year's, if I am correct. So it's still within December. It's still within December that I'm going to get to see him. So, you know, what I had asked, the question I had asked last week, or, you know, sorry, not last week, the week before, the last Wip and Chat, I guess I should say. I had asked, oh, goodness gracious, and I don't even have my covers like they're supposed to. Just look at me. Just look at me. Oh, crazy cattywampus. Okay. Y'all forgive me. I will get my stuff together at some point in time. See, I don't like how this cover is not... Okay, how about we turn it around? Will that work? Will that work? Will that give us what we need? Because I'm trying to get where I can... There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. So sorry. So sorry. Got all crazy. Okay, so... Anyway. What I had asked for in the last Whip and Chat was, you know, to talk about... was there something specific that you remember from your childhood, like Christmas toys and stuff? And guys, and I am aware that, you know, Christmas is not all about the toys, okay? And I get that. It's not about the presents. However, you know, when you're a kid, right, you know, those toys, those presents, they mean something. You know, when I think back to the toys that I got for Christmas, it brings back some really amazing memories of how I felt that Christmas, you know, what all was happening. So it's just kind of like a walk down memory lane kind of thing, you know, because when you are a kid, presents are kind of a big deal, you know, when you're little. And so when I think back to the different Christmas toys that I got, it brings me back to the memories of being at my grandmother's house, and what all we had going on there. Okay, so I'm trying to, okay, I am going to, because this 310, after I get my blingy 310 part out, because I'm gonna try to outline the edge of the top of this ring pop with my 310 sparkler, or not sparklers, really, goodness gracious, I can't talk, my 310 ABs. Okay, yeah, see, I can English today, y'all, I can. And so I kind of figured that when I asked about y'all's, you know, I could also kind of talk about some of the Christmas presents that I remember as far as like when I was little, and like some of the Christmas memories, I guess I should say. So what I wanted to do is kind of like what I did last time, which was to share you guys's, and then kind of go off from that, because I really enjoyed sharing what you guys shared with me. Let's see. Okay, so I have one, and I love this. She said some of her favorite toys growing up was Polly Pocket, Barbie, Furby, Tamagotchi, Easy Bake Oven, Bop It, Etch-a-Sketch, Troll Doll, and Cabbage Patch Kids. And she wanted a Game Boy, but never got one. Okay, well, first off, now, Polly Pocket, that one was more with my kids. Like, I don't really remember Polly Pocket until I had kids. But, I mean, I guess it could have existed prior. I just maybe just didn't know about it. Now, I was a huge Barbie fan. Y'all, I mean, I can tell y'all, I can remember, I had these little suitcases that, you had one suitcase that held your Barbie dolls, right? And they're supposed to stand up all like nice and neat and whatever inside the suitcase. But, well, I had too many Barbies for him to stand up all nice and neat because, yeah, I just had to kind of shove them all in there. And, then I had another one, and I mean, this suitcase wasn't small, right? You know, I mean, this was a suitcase. And then I had another suitcase that was full of all of my Barbie clothes. You know, all the clothes that made Barbie, just, you know, sparkle, right? And hey, y'all, I love the sparkly ones too. When they made the ones like the little sequin-ish type little gowns and the gold lame stuff. It may seem tacky, but y'all, my Barbie, she when she stepped, all my Barbies, when they stepped out on the town, they stepped out in style. I had all the shoes, we had all the bling. I tried not to lose the little earrings, you know, that they used to have, these little earrings that you could poke into the ear of the Barbie doll. The little diamonds. I tried not to lose those, but y'all, they should have made those things where they didn't come out so that you couldn't play with them and try to interact and change them out. So, you know, I kind of don't blame myself for that one. That one, you know, because it's a toy made for kids, right? And, well, kids are going to want to, they're going to want to get in there and, like, mess with stuff. Furby. Oh, y'all. Okay, now I did not have, like I said, once again, I did not have Furby growing up. However, we did have Furby for my kids. And, y'all, Furby got thrown out in the yard. Furby got thrown out in the yard. And not because it was annoying. It was annoying. That little thing popping off and chirping every which way. But I got so tired of it chirping that I took batteries out. So the little thing couldn't chirp no more. And I happened to be here at the house by myself one night. And I heard that thing chirp. And I thought, oh, that thing's not chirping without no batteries. And sure enough, that thing was going off. Trust me, I don't know how in the world it was chirping without any batteries. All I know is that I didn't bother to investigate. I just threw it out in the yard, way away from the house. So I kind of don't want any Furbies in this house no more, because that was too, no. It was, you know, maybe I was hyperactive being alone. I don't know. But Furby and me, we don't get along. Because they're a little creepy. They're supposed to look like those little mogwais, right? Little cute things from Gremlins the movie. But no. No. They weren't cutesies. Tamagotchi, I do remember having those. I was not as, that one was not as popular with me, so I don't really have a huge memory of playing with Tamagotchi. My friends did, though. Man, their Tamagotchis, they managed to get those things going like crazy. Easy Bake Oven. Oh, man, y'all. Oh, I was listening to Kara, and so, you know, I kind of got this idea after listening to one of Kara's Wip and Chats that she was doing with us, talking about the toys and everything. And she was talking about her Easy Bake Oven. And y'all, it brought back my memories of me as well, because now I would make all the stuff, right? And my mom and them, they would also get me the additional you know how you can buy additional packs of sweets or goodies or whatever to make in your Easy Bake Oven. And they would get that and they would tell me, now, Brandy, this is not for regular baking. You know, you have to stick to what we've purchased you to put in this. Okay, y'all, I was not a very good listener when I was a kid. I'm pretty sure I heard those directions. I know I heard them. Now, did I listen? No, I didn't listen because I wanted to test and see what all kinds of stuff I could put in my Easy Bake Oven. I did find out that you can't cook regular food in it because it's just a little light bulb. I also found that it wasn't going to toast bread, and that if you put something a little too thick in there, it gets stuck and you're going to set your Easy Bake Oven on fire. Because when I decided to, I don't remember what it was exactly that I stuck in there. But you know, it goes in that little slot, right? And then I couldn't get it back out. And it kind of got on the light bulb in there, and that light bulb, you know, it produced a heat. And next thing I know, it started smoking. And before I could go unplug it or anything else, it kind of went up in flames. I didn't get another Easy Bake Oven after that. My mom, my grandmother said that it would probably be safest if I stayed away from the Easy Bake Oven. And they also kind of didn't. They let me in the kitchen with my grandmother, but I didn't do the baking. I just got to watch. I guess they were scared I was going to blow up the house or something. I don't know. Bop It. Oops. Whoa. No, get back. Bop It. I remember seeing those. I didn't, like I said, I didn't have a Bop It, but those seem like fun, right? You know, bop it, smack it. I wasn't very good at boppy. I was good with my Etch-a-Sketch. I had an Etch-a-Sketch as well. Now, I never figured out how in the world some of these people were able to take these Etch-a-Sketches and make like round stuff. All I could ever do was squares. You know, I tried doing those little dials and whatnot, but some people could get those round pictures and could get like realistic looking. Now, see, I was never that good with Etch-a-Sketch, and I would get frustrated more than not and shake it to all bits and pieces, you know, because you did it and then you shook it to clear it, and I'd get a little frustrated and I'd shake it too quickly, and yeah, I was never a little artiste on my Etch-a-Sketch. Probably just because I just wasn't as patient as you're supposed to be if you're going to be successful with Etch-a-Sketch. Because I wanted it to, well, plus, you know, you put all that time and effort, right? You expect to be able to keep it. And what could you, nothing. You could not keep it. You couldn't do it. You look at it and shake it and it's gone. All that work. Troll dolls. I did like my little troll dolls, my little naked troll dolls, because you know those didn't come with any clothes, right? You know, those were just little naked troll dolls with their wild hair. I used to scare my granny with the troll dolls because I would set them up in the kitchen when she was getting ready to bake, and like I'd have them kind of like, I guess you could say I kind of elfed on a shelf with them, sort of, I guess, as far as I would set them up in positions in her kitchen, in like her baking gear and inside the little oven sometimes. I did find out that it was not smart to pop it into the oven when she was gonna be baking, because I didn't know about this thing called preheating the oven. We found out when there was a horrible smell coming from the oven, and we had preheated my troll doll. My grandmother was not exactly a happy camper with me when I troll dolled her oven, and that plastic smell and hair y'all, fake hair also smells nasty when you light it on fire inside the oven. So yeah, me and some of those oven things just didn't have a great little history there. Um, Cabbage Patch Kids. Oh, oh, oh. Um, I have to say, now I have a story about a Cabbage Patch Kid. Um, but because other people are mentioning Cabbage Patch Kids, I'll come back to that in just a minute. So another one of these that they had a Chatty Cathy doll that her dad gave her when she was 6. Um, and the Chatty Cathy doll walked and talked and had the sweetest smile and beautiful blonde hair. Oh, and I'm going to tell you right now, and by the way, all of you that thanked me for telling about your other traditions, y'all, that was a huge joy for me. I absolutely loved hearing about everybody's traditions and things that they did. And I was more than happy to share that because that was just, it was special for me to get to see them. You know, because this person also talked about how they share 4 children who are all grown with kids, and so they have extra time together a lot, and that most nights they spend 20 or 30 minutes before bed in their living room with one candle on and just unwind, talk about stuff, and maybe share a glass of wine between them and relax. Makes for some sweet dreams. Y'all, that is like ideal, right? To be able to spend time with your hubby or your loved one, all cuddled up and just talk about things. And I'm sure mine and I will get to that point as well. We still have kids running around here. I mean, they're not really kids anymore, right? My my youngest is 16, but you know, we still have them all around here, and I'm not quite ready for that empty nest syndrome thing, but we're getting closer and closer to that point, let me tell you. But the Chatty Cathy doll, like the way that she describes it, oh my gosh, I probably would have I did not have a Chatty Cathy doll. I don't even think that I really knew about them, but I bet that would have been an absolutely amazing doll. You know, one that walked and talked and smiled and just, that really would have been a fun toy, I would have thought, to get to have. Let me see. I love this comment. That the best gift ever is the joy that she feels when she sees the kids truly believe in Santa on Christmas morning when they see their gifts under the tree. And she gets emotional every time. Y'all, I do too. When I would watch them and their little excited faces, like I said, they've been sitting, knew they couldn't touch Santa, right? So they go in and they sat right in front of the tree and just stared up underneath the tree. Like they're staring at everything they got. And they're looking to see, I guess, who has the most, you know, did Santa play favorites or whatnot, which, you know, Santa didn't, but just to see their pure excitement, especially even though it's a little annoying, but at the same time, it makes you smile when they're like all excited going, Santa was here, come on, you know, and they're just so excited they can't wait. And that, oh, I loved that. I miss that. So I do miss that part. And she was talking about her favorite gift when she was younger was her bike. And that, I love this. Her mom and dad hid it in the kitchen, and she didn't see it until she'd opened everything up, and her dad had said, let's eat breakfast. And then she saw it, and she was so surprised. Oh, y'all, I can remember, see, that right there, that is so special that, you know, she didn't know that she was going to get that bike until she went into the kitchen. And, you know, parents, we do stuff like that, right? We try to make the joy as much as possible for our kids. And, you know, sometimes when you are expecting something, but at the same time you don't get it, you get like this little bit of disappointment. But then when it shows up in an unexpected place, you're like, oh, and I don't know, it just makes it even more special. You know, maybe I'm crazy, but we used to have that as well. And I remember, the first bike that I got, obviously I was younger and I got a girl's bike, which, y'all, I'm a girl, okay, I get it, you know, the pink and the purple and the little, what were those little thingies that used to hang? Used to have these little streamer looking things that would come out of the handles, right? You'd have your handles and you have these little streamer thingies hanging off, and they were all glittery and like pom-pom material and whatnot. You know, so I did have the traditional girls, but I can remember when I got a little bit older, I was a huge tomboy. And so I wanted a BMX bike. Okay, I wanted a boys trick bike. And I was so excited and so just geared up and ready for it, and I did not think I was going to get it. Mine happened to be propped up behind the tree, and I had not seen it at first when I came out. But then my papa was like, "Is there something behind my tree? Who put something behind my tree?" And then that's when I was like, "What?" And sure enough, there was my BMX bike. And y'all, I was the first person, not first girl, first person on my street or the 2 streets over to have the BMX bike. And the boys on my street all envied me, and they were like, "Can I ride your BMX bike?" No, 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 you can't. This is my bike, and I did all my little tricks, and oh, I went to town on that bike, y'all. I did. Another one was their favorite was a pink Barbie car. Y'all, I had that Barbie car, and mine was, I'm not sure if yours that you're talking about, if your pink Barbie car, was yours a convertible? Because mine was a convertible. And Barbie and Ken, they rode around everywhere in their Barbie car. And we had the Barbie van and the little Barbie mansion. Oh yeah, Barbie had everything. Barbie had all the grill, right? The little grill set. And you said, yeah, wait, Barbie went in style everywhere Barbie went. And I loved it. Another person talked about their favorite toy was their sled. Oh no. And then, when her daughter totaled it on a hill, it had some rocks. But, you know, the fact that we didn't have a sled because we didn't have anything that we could sled down. We didn't have any snow or anything. But, man, I always dreamed that one day I would have gotten a sled. So, at least you got a chance to have some fun with it. She also got a nurse's kit and stuff on a rolling cart. Ooh, see, that would have been fun to be able to have a nurse's kit. I don't know what I would have nursed. I probably would have nursed the dog or the cat or next door neighbor. I don't know. I would have nursed something and everything that I could have nursed if I would have had one of those. A Cinderella doll that was tall. Ooh, I bet that had to be gorgeous. Oh, and I love this. She had this memory when she got the tall Cinderella doll that her sister and her went to bed, and after a while they noticed a dark head in their window. And they were terrified, but neither one of them wanted to get out of the bed, and they tried to whisper scream to their mom, which, yes, it is very difficult to scream in a whisper, like, ah, 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 you know, and they're not going to hear you, trust me. But at the same time, you're scared to scream out loud, right? You're scared of, like, making the thing notice you. And then finally their mom came in and turned on their light and found out that their Peepin' Tom was the new doll left standing in front of the window. Y'all, I can't tell you how many times that I have done something similar to that. Oh my gosh. Okay, see, that one makes me laugh. That one makes me smile because you know, especially when you're younger, right? Shadows and stuff just like freak you out, and you think you got something there more than what it is, and you know, you trying to get your parents, and they're going, come here, come here, come here, come here, there's something there, and they're just looking at you like, there's nothing in here, look. And then you find out it was just, you know, like I thought I had a gigantic spider in my room one time, only to find out that it was the way that the curtains were catching the light from across the street. Yeah, it was weird. I still swear. And see, because those curtains moved, you know, the spider moved, and I was scared that if I got out of the bed, that spider was going to eat my head off. So yeah, I can remember those days too. Oh, I love that. Oh, thank you for that laugh. I needed that. I had another one say that they don't remember a lot of the gifts that they received. That they more remember hanging out with their cousins and other family. She does remember getting her Light Bright one year and a Cabbage Patch newborn doll. And she got bunk beds for her baby dolls. Ooh, that's when she knew she was destined to be a mom. She also remembers receiving her copy of the Lord of the Rings books at 10 years old from an aunt. That was a good 10 years before the movies came out. And those books changed her life. And now, she knew that she got a ton of gifts as a kid, but those are the ones that stand out for her as an adult. You know, okay. Someone mentioned, I really wish I could remember which creator had mentioned this, that talked about Light Bright. It might have been Kara. I'm not positive though. That Light Bright was the first, or it might have been a comment that I read in here. See if I get to it, I'll let you know. But Light Bright was the original diamond painting. Oh man, I loved my Light Bright. And you know, it kind of was, right? You know, you had this, for those that don't know what a Light Bright set is, you had this this box that had this light in it, right? And you would put this black paper on top of this, and it was a gridded board, right? It was a little gridded board, and you put this black paper that had like an outline of a picture, right, and these little dots, and you take these little plastic pieces that were like, I don't know if they were hollow inside or if it was just the type of plastic that it was, that when you stuck it into the little hole, the light from behind would shine through that little plastic piece, and then you'd get to see the picture, right, that you created. Now the only problem is that you could never you couldn't keep it that way, because you had to be able to use your Light Bright again. You had to take those little pegs out because you needed them again later, number one. And number two, you couldn't get a new picture on there with all those pegs sticking in it. So, you know, you had to take it apart after you had put it in. But I used to love to get we got the Snoopy. My mom went and got the Snoopy extra set. And I remember blinging up Snoopy on my Light Bright. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Cabbage Patch real quick. When Cabbage Patch was very, very popular, Everybody was having a really difficult time getting it because that was the toy that people were losing their little cookies all over the stores and yanking dolls out of each other's hands trying to get them for their kids. And I did want a Cabbage Patch. Do not mistake me. I mean, my gosh, these Cabbage Patch, they were, you know, they had little birth certificates, and they just were the cutest little things ever. And my grandmother, on my mama, on my dad's mother, this is the woman that was the crafter. And she decided that, you know what, she was not going to fool that Christmas with messing with everybody going crazy over the Cabbage Patch dolls. She said, I will do you one better. And so she went and she made me from cloth a doll. And y'all, I am telling you, she was talented enough that she made the face look just like the Cabbage Patch dolls. And she made that body, I mean, like, yes, it didn't have the plastic face, but she even made me a little birth certificate. I mean, y'all, she went the whole 9 yards trying her best to make that. And it wasn't a Cabbage Patch doll, but it was better than a Cabbage Patch doll. And I'm telling you, that thing lasted and was more loved than even my Cabbage Patch dolls. I did eventually get a couple of real Cabbage Patch dolls, but that doll held more of a memory in my brain than any of my actual Cabbage Patch dolls. She took time and energy, and it was beautiful, and I loved that doll so much. And I hate that it got, when the house burned up, it got burned up, because I used to keep it there so that I would always have it when I went to go spend time with her and love on my Cabbage Patch. Let's see. Another person talked about their Barbie, that they cherished it because it would be the last one as an only child. Oh, yeah. Sometimes when you get, I guess, younger siblings, you know, only one I remember is when Scott came into the picture, because I was used to, you know, getting all the Christmas presents, right? All the toys were for me when you're an only child. And then when Scott came in the picture, well, then I had to share. And as an only child, that concept was foreign to me. I didn't know what sharing toys was. 'Cause, yeah, no, that just didn't happen. So I can sympathize with that one. Let's see. Another person said that they don't remember anything specific that they wanted, but the best part of Christmas is seeing Christmas magic through their children's eyes and their excitement. 100% agreed, because to watch those little faces light up when they see something. I remember probably the cutest words that my kids said, and it was Danny that said it. Is that he's got his toy, right, from Santa, and he's hugging it and he's whatnot, and he looks back at me and my husband and says, Mama, it's like Santa knows me so well. He knew exactly what I wanted, Mama. Just look, he knows me so well. And oh my gosh, you know, and I'm like, well, of course, baby, Santa knows what you want. He knows when you've been good and bad, you know, that whole 9 yards. And he's just like, but Santa just knows me. And that just, oh, that memory. Oh, I love that memory still. I hold that, and I will hold that till the day I die. I love that memory. Another person's favorite gift was a stuffed Winnie the Pooh that they got when they were young. it was the first present she remembers getting, and she still has him. He's a little worse for wear, but much loved. Oh, see, I was a huge Winnie the Pooh fan as well. I even decorated up my oldest's room in Winnie the Pooh, like nursery room in Winnie the Pooh, because I loved Winnie the Pooh. And although my favorite character was Tigger, I love that little bouncing tiger, and Eeyore. I did love Pooh. I did love Pooh, but Tigger and Eeyore were my favorites from the series. But I wish I still had some of the stuff from when I was a kid as far as toys. That would just be super special. Another person was talking about their Barbie house. Her sister, closest to her in age, had some fun with the Barbies. They had hot tubs, and they had some wild times in that hot tub, y'all. We didn't have a hot tub. But Barbie went swimming in my bathtub and my sink a lot. But you know, the bad part is that plastic gets the water stuck inside of it, and that's when I realized. My mother told me that Barbie doesn't need to get her hair wet, and I said, well, how's Barbie gonna swim and have fun if she don't get her hair wet? And my mom says, well, just Barbie don't need to get her hair wet. And then another person talked about also getting a light, bright, easy bake oven and barrel of monkeys. Y'all, I can remember them barrel of monkeys, right? And their little arms were like, one was like this and one was like this, and you latched them together and string them. I used to string them all over the place. Oh my gosh. I love those barrel of monkeys. I did. Oh, those were fun. And see, I'm not the only one that gently pulled tape and unwrapped presents. Y'all, you know, I think every kid at some point or another has tried to figure out what their parents got them for Christmas. My kids, it was shaking the box like their daddy. My husband still does it. What am I talking about? He still shakes his presents like, this is so-and-so, you know, and I'm like, would you just open your present and stop trying to figure out what you got? And he says, that's the whole fun of it, is figuring out what I got before I open it. And she got a Major Morgan and a Melody Madness when she was a kid. And I remember I commented because I was like, I'm not sure what those were. They were electric games. And she said they came out about the same time as this Simon. Because there used to be and I agree that they would be worth a lot now. There was a toy called like Simon Says. And it was this round little toy with the little lights on it, right? And you were supposed to follow the pattern that it said, but you had to be careful because there was a certain thing, and if you didn't do it right, it might buzzed and you lost and whatnot. And I remember having one. I remember playing with it. I don't remember being as successful with it, but I tried. And I like that someone else likes my idea of wrapping ornaments in paper towels. It really is a lot easier and safer than the tissue paper. It's cheaper. I'll put it that way. And she talks about how her mom would make mincemeat pie every year, but she was the only one in the house that would eat it. Her mom was. None of the rest of them were fans of it. Mincemeat pie, if that's the one that with the really sweet, I thought it would taste savory, but it doesn't. It's a sweet pie. I remember having that at a tea party. It's okay. I can't eat a whole bunch of it, but it's okay. She remembers getting an Easy Bake Oven on Christmas and Cabbage Patch Kids. She collected them, and each and every one that she received was very special to me. See, I love how there's a lot of people that are, you know, have a lot of the same gifts that I remember, because, y'all, sometimes I feel old. I'm not old yet, but when I think back to, and I would try to tell my kids about some of the toys, they just look at me and they're like, what are those? And I'm like trying to explain it to them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all, it was like one of the best toys ever. And they just look at me and they're like, well, did it move? Did it this? I'm like, no, it didn't. It didn't always have to be moving and grooving, right? To be an awesome toy. Come on, y'all. Come on. Um, and then I had another person talk about they make it a point to watch every single new Hallmark Christmas movie. Um, and thanks to them actually, and telling me about this app, I now have this friendly app so that I can watch me some Hallmark movies. And I am so happy because I now have it, and I love it. I love it. It's worth it to me because I love my movies and I can watch them year round. Doesn't have to be a Christmas movie because they have cool Hallmark movies all the way. And I like that the present that sticks out in their mind the most is a typewriter that they got in their teenage years. And he just liked to shake. See, he was a shaker of the gift. And guessing what was inside. And finally, he stopped doing that because he wanted to be surprised. Misses those days. Christmas is it is very memorable for me, and I do love it, even with all this that we've had. It's still special to me. Another person's favorite gift was a handmade dollhouse and some furniture every year for it. Now, see, that would be really, really special to me. Because when you have someone make something like that for you, and then add to it, I mean, that is priceless, y'all, because someone put their, we're crafters, we know, right? How special that is. And another person was talking about how gifts are not their focus, which I 100% agree. But they enjoyed spending time with their family and the people they cared about, and eating and laughing and playing games filled their memories. Y'all, there is nothing wrong with that. That is an amazing memory. Another person had a bike. We also had a Barbie dream house. Oh, I loved my Barbie dream house. I love my Barbie dream house. Another one's favorite doll was Gabby. You pulled a string and talked to her and she'd repeat everything you said or someone else said. See, that would have gotten me in trouble at home, because then Gabby would repeat stuff that I had said, and I might have wanted to keep what I said quiet so that my mom didn't find out or hear. But at least I didn't have, younger siblings running around my regular house, because then they probably would have gave up. They'd be like having one of those dolls, right? Because then they'd record everything you say and go tell your mom and whatnot. But like I said, I only got a chance to experience that when I got to see them at Christmas time. And by then, I was too cool for school, because I was 16, and I didn't need to mess with all that other stuff, and I didn't have anybody calling me there because I was all the way in, farther than home. Another person talked about a tradition that they had was to go to their dad's, and they kept that tradition up for a long time. That is amazing. Another person's favorite, they love their stuffed animals, teddy bears and dolls, and she still has her teddy bear that her grandma bought her for her first Christmas. See, that would just, oh my gosh. I absolutely love that. Like, that just, oh, it makes me wish I still had some of mine, because that would be amazing to be able to have, to pass down also to generations. Oh, I wish I still had them. Another person got stuffed animals every year. They have a stiff teddy bear, dark brown, who has stayed with her forever. See, look, oh. And the best gift was the magical musical thing. It was white and blue and color coded. It came with a booklet, so all you had to do was follow the color pattern of the song, and you were a musical genius in minutes. But it also annoyed the adults when played constantly. Oh, y'all, I can absolutely, yeah, I can believe that, because I remember a toy that my uncle gave me. It was called a train whistle, right? And he bought it specifically to annoy my mother, because he knew that I would play it and make all this horrible racket on it. And I do say racket because I tried to play it. I don't know what exactly it was supposed to sound like, but I knew what it sounded like in my head, which wasn't as musical as my mama. I mean, in my head, it sounded more musical than my mama thought it sounded. And so, yeah, I love that little musical gift that my mom didn't like. Another person's favorite, most memorable present was Skipper, which was their first Barbie type doll. Yep, I remember having Skipper. A wooden dollhouse. Oh, I had a huge dollhouse. And then my kids had a homemade dollhouse that their grandfather made them, and they loved it. I like the fact that as the child of a large family, they got one present of something that they needed, but their grandparents always got each of them a new pillow every year. See, I'd like having a new pillow, right? Those are comfy things. Yep. Another person, Santa bought the house, Corvette, Skipper, clothes, and accessories. Oh, yeah. And she said that she remembers being so overwhelmed and saying that she didn't think she was that good to get all those gifts back then. And you had to put the furniture together with the folding tabs to do them. And it took her so long that they didn't see her for a week. Now mine were plastic. I do remember mine were plastic. But and it was already put together for me, but I do remember attempting to try to take it apart and realizing that if you're not careful, you actually break it and you can't put it back together. And then that's when I tried to find some sort of glue or tape or something to try to put it back together with. Another person talked about a homemade gift that they received every year. Her grandmother made cards for what seemed like forever, and every Christmas she'd give everyone in the family a small gift bag with her favorite 20 cards that she made for the year to send out. Oh, and she still has them, and most of them she watched her grandmother making and was sitting there when she was gluing them together. They are priceless. Oh my gosh. To me, that would be absolutely priceless. That would be amazing. Another one's favorite gift that they got was a light bright. Oh, yes. Look. This was the person who said this was the original diamond painting. Was the light bright. See, I knew that I read it somewhere. And one of the comments, oh, I love this one. Yep, it was the original light bright, original diamond painting. And she also got a paint by numbers and easy bake oven. You are absolutely correct. That was. Another person's favorite tradition is a candy wreath. Now, see, this was a pretty cool tradition I never thought about. Hanging up a candy wreath and a pair of blunt tip scissors, and beginning on December 1st, the grandchildren got to cut off one piece of candy. So every day they got to cut off one piece of candy. Like, that is so cool. I love that. Let's see, what's another one? Another person's favorite gift was a Chrissy doll. Her hair would grow when you would push a button on her stomach, so it could go from a short bob to down to her feet. Ooh, and her mom made lots of outfits for her. She was the best dressed doll in town. And she wore her straight out. I remember seeing about a doll that you could grow the hair out on. I think I had one of those Barbie heads that you like put makeup on and stuff. I remember one of those. Um, and I realized that you could stain it too. And it wouldn't always come out the way that it was supposed to. And that marker would permanently alter Barbie's blonde hair, which I did. I remember I markified her. Another person's fond memory of her dad giving her a Christmas present on Christmas Eve. It was a Cabbage Patch Baby, which, yep, was all the rage. She had a birth certificate stating her name was Orilda. I may have said that wrong. Kalila, and she adored her. Oh, I really wish I knew how to say that name. I would have loved. Oh, that sounds like a really special name. Another person talked about their grandma making gifts every year, and she really looked forward to seeing what all that they made, and she loved them. See, I would absolutely, yeah, that would warm my heart as well. Let's see. Another, and the last one here is her favorite toy that they can remember was getting a gymnastic Barbie and her uneven bars. Ooh, see, I wish I would have gotten a gymnastic Barbie. Where was gymnastic Barbie when I was growing up? And that, let's see, they didn't know how to get them involved in after school activities because they both worked shift and money was tight. And she says she wished that she would have learned how to tumble and be more flexible. Oh, well, luckily for me, I mean, I didn't have a gymnastics Barbie, but I was very lucky and grateful that I was able to do the actual gymnastics. But y'all, I would have loved to have had a Barbie doll that was a gymnastics Barbie doll, because then I would have been like, look, this is me in a Barbie doll. I would have thought someone would have made a Barbie doll just for me if I could have had me a gymnastics Barbie doll. Oh, that is so special. All right, I'm going to tell you about one of the memories that I actually, you know what? No, I've made this video long enough. So here's what I'm going to do. In my live tomorrow, someone remind me to tell the story of Ronald McDonald playset. Someone remind me to do the Ronald McDonald playset. Okay, so here is the question that I am going to leave for you to answer. Okay, remember, each comment, you know, each person that comments on this video, you're going to get 2 entries into the giveaway. Okay, so what I want you to answer is, what has been the most memorable memory from 2020, good memory that you've had? Okay, so what is the best good memory that you've had from 2020? Because I think it's important to try to think about what good has come out for us. And I can tell you that for me, in a way, this pandemic was a blessing in disguise, because it was because of the pandemic and being shut up in the house that I started my YouTube channel. And if I had not have started my YouTube channel, I wouldn't have met you guys, and I wouldn't have met the amazing friends that I have, like my bestie and so many others, Mindy and Beth and Maritza and Sue, and just, I mean, so many people, Stephanie. I mean, I have so many people that, Tia Butte, that I have, that I'm so grateful, and Jennifer, oh my gosh, and Crashly. I mean, just so many people that I've met that I am so grateful that if the pandemic had never started, I would never have had this opportunity to have met everybody. and to have you guys as my friends and family. So I want to say thank you so much for hanging in there with me. That is my wonderful memory of 2020, and it's one that I will never forget, and one that I will be eternally grateful for. So if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button down below. And if you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to consider subscribing and joining the Diamonds family. We'd love to have you. Come on down. Come on and join us. All right. Just make sure that you hit that bell notification with all notifications so that you know whenever I upload a video or whenever I go live, which is on Mondays at 7 o'clock Central Time. So I'm going to leave you like I always do. Reach for the stars, grab hold on, and never let go. Until my next video, bye guys.